All right, what up, everybody? This is the PR Project. I'm Tommie Runs. We're here with Aaron Worldwide and Gary as a runner. We make up the PR Project. We're a funky bunch of fellas. Um,
That was an interesting verse to start with.
that's how we roll right now. But this is episode number 126. We are the PR Project. We're here to talk about all things running, some running news, some fun questions, and lately we've been dabbling in some shoes, so we're gonna touch on that a little bit too.
Yeah.
So
lately you've been dabbling in other things too.
yeah, lately I've been dabbling in Ultra. Did you know that, Gary?
Alta or Ultra?
Okay, yeah.
Or is it both?
It's both. Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna dismiss you, but it's both. Okay, it's both. So I ran the Big Alta 100k. If you're not following, it's a race just outside of San Francisco.
Speak American. What is 100K?
100k is.
I don't speak.
I don't speak. What is it? Metric?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like it's the Francisco.
It's the Francisco. Yeah, the Francisco. No, it's 62.1 miles, 100k. And it is through the mountains of San Francisco. Basically, it's in Marin County, and it's just such a beautiful course. And the race directors, the folks from Daybreak Racing and Free Trail, Dylan Bowman, put together this thing because Dylan's from out there, so he's been running these mountains this whole time, and he's like, if I could put something together that would connect these mountains and these peaks and these trails, it would be pretty epic. So they started, I think this is the third year potentially, and they started off with a 28k and a 50k, and this is the first 100k. So the 100k actually connects. It starts just outside of the Golden Gate Bridge at like 6 a.m. and it starts in the dark, so you immediately take off kind of towards the bridge, and then you make a hard right, and then you just start you cross the street like immediately, but you start climbing basically immediately, and then you ascend. And after that point, as soon as you get to the top of this like first peak, if you're slow enough, then you get to like you get up there and you actually see the sunrise. So it's actually really amazing. But throughout this course, I think you peak maybe 6 or 7 more times from like pretty, the highest point I think is maybe 23 to 2,400 feet.
Is it a loop?
It is not. It's a point to point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the 50k is a loop and it ends in Marin Wood, I think, Community Center. And then the 28k is also a loop, but the 100k starts over near the Golden Gate Bridge, ends with where the other races finish at. But so it's a little different though too. Like trail race, normally we're like 5k and then half marathon and marathon normally on the same day. But for I think a lot of the trail races, they're just all different days. So the 50k was the first day, Friday. 100k was Saturday, and then the 28k was Sunday. And I'm like, and I was talking to him, like, what's the reasoning for that? And he said, well, I mean, like, it's a lot. It's a big undertaking for some of these things. So why not end with the shorter race, quicker, get it done, pack up. It's Sunday. Why would you want to be lingering until like Monday? Because the cutoff for the 100k was like 11:30 or like 12:30 the p.m. or at night. So it's a long day. So why would you have that be the last day? So that made a lot of sense. But because you're coming from road, that's not a, what's a cutoff, like 8 hours or something like that, or 10, if there is one.
Yeah, it's loose.
But it's not.
Loose.
It's not
but
typically.
It's not.
You're not
12
finishing at
hours
midnight.
plus,
Yeah. So it's it was a beautiful race. It was super challenging. 12. I think my watch read off 12,500 feet of elevation gain in the 62 miles. And bro, when I tell you, like, you can't really train for that, like, well, we can't here. Some of these people are like, live in the mountains and they get to do this all the time, but it's just it's like impossible to get ready for.
Do you have any like way to put that into perspective?
For
in terms
like,
of, like the 12,000 feet, like if you were to try to explain it to somebody aside from just saying 12,000 feet, because in my mind, sure that's a lot,
Okay,
but
so
like how do you like?
You live in a hilly area.
Yeah.
Right. So if you run 80 miles, like how much elevation do you get in a week if you stay over there? You think like 8,000?
No. In a week?
Yeah.
Feet?
Feet.
No.
Not even.
Oh, you? Yeah. What in a week? What's the most you got in a week?
A good week, I could get maybe 2,000, 2,500.
In your area?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
I mean, if you think about it, the New York City Marathon is 1,000 feet of elevation, so 12 of those.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Exactly.
12 New York City marathons.
12 New York City marathons. And in within only 5 of them. You know, like if
Yeah.
yeah. Because
So condense all of that.
run 5
elevation.
run 5 New York City marathons and multiply that by
All right, we're not doing
3.
public math. Okay. No
you know what I'm
public
saying? So we're at
3-ish.
But point is, it's just crazy. So I did a lot of work in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, I was 3 days a week, which is more than I've done in a long time, which felt great. I'm gonna continue to do that. But your quads, you can be prepared, I guess, for some of it. But then the biggest takeaway for me was that like downhill is a lot of people's not weakness, but your quads get really destroyed if you are like some of these are 12% or more grades and you're just kind of braking and trying not to fly down them. And I lasted through that. Like even at the end of the race I was running, and that was the last mile or so was downhill. But I'm terrible at walking and hiking. Like not terrible at not doing it, but I'm just super inefficient and it takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, it's this guy on TikTok. He does this thing called treadmill blackout, right?
Oh,
So he has this whiteboard with a grid. And he's like, I want to do every treadmill setting, 1 mile at every treadmill setting before the end of the year. He started on January 1st. And he always says that 4 miles an hour is the strangest pace for him because it's a little faster than a walk, but a little slower than a jog. And he's like, if I can master this 4 mile per hour middle ground, I'll be a better trail runner because a lot of it is in that range where you're not quite walking, but you're not quite running. So it gives you the opportunity to kind of like adjust to that. So that kind of speaks to what you're saying. Like,
that makes sense.
You're not as efficient walking or hiking because you come from the road space and you've done so much training running that's just like foreign almost.
So I had workouts where I would have the treadmill up to like 12% or more. And all of those, I still ran those. You know, it's hard to do, but this is great. I'm crushing this training block.
Plus, you've also got no variables in front of you like rocks and trails and
it's not
stairs.
And it's not stairs. And it's not 13 hours of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just and you're also not switching to once you peak that, you're not just switching to just bombing downhill. So like I would be walking with people or we'd hit a hill and I'd be with everybody. And then slowly but surely, like I'd be watching their cadence of their foot, their walk, and I'm like matching. But somehow they're just like taking off. And then eventually you're by yourself, mad, screaming into like the abyss. But that's the biggest takeaway. Like, but everything else worked out. It was perfect. The crew was great. We got a lot of great content out of it. But one thing that stood out to me too, and I made a post today that definitely referenced it, was just like the lack of diversity in the space. And this is the second. Javelin was a much larger race, and even that was pretty like that was very few far in between for like black folks. Just to be very specific, black folks. And this one, maybe like 1 or 2 people, and that's not to say. And I didn't look around at the race like y'all got to do better. I don't think that's. I think that's the case in some instances. But someone asked me like what I thought about how we could go about changing that, and I believe not to put any more weight on other people's shoulders that already are carrying a lot, but run clubs and community stores, the run specialty shops. They're the closest people to everyone. They're the front line for all of this. So I implore like black run clubs or anyone or any other run clubs that like represent any sort of diversity to open up the aperture a bit for their runners to see some other options. Because it's just so beautiful out there. It's not like you need to go be a trail runner, but some of the views and some of the experiences are life-changing. Like if you go to the right race and see the right view at the right moment, you could be like, damn, I never thought I'd be here. And there's not very often on a road race you get that feeling of like, never thought I'd be here unless you're in Tokyo or Valencia or something like that. But you could do this in America. You could be on a peak and look over and be like, I never want to ever doubt where I could get to ever again, And that's like my thought on the diversity conversation.
A lot of it has to do, I think you're going to be able to set the tone and the example for that as well. I mean, I saw your post talking. I think you said, black looks good on a trail. Mm-hmm. I think, with the following that you have and the amount of trail running you've been doing, I think you're going to you're going to be the inspiration for some of these folks to get out there on the trail as well. Mm. And then if more BIPOC runners see you out there, and I know Allison Desir has also been pushing for trail BIPOCs on the trail. Mm. I think that's just more and more folks got to come out and do it too. I mean, you can encourage the run clubs and all that stuff, but it's got to be people who are out there actually doing it.
Sure. Yeah, and there's got to be people like Freddie too from DC. Making a space that's inviting to black people or to BIPOC people, because you can preach trail from the mountaintops and talk about how much you enjoy it and what it does for you, not just physically but mentally and spiritually, if that's what the case. But if people don't feel comfortable, if people don't feel welcome, if people don't feel like they have access to it, then that's a larger obstacle to overcome. Like and a lot of people, if they don't see themselves, even in, not to be like dismissive of you, but like if it's just one person, is that enough? You know what I'm saying? But like the Juneteenth race in DC, I think that's great because you see all the support and all the love, and it's not just the runners that are black, it's the infrastructure too. Like the person that literally the race director is black, the aid stations are black people. It's an event that feels a little more curated for our community, and that I think is a huge step in the right direction to get people more interested in it.
No, I appreciate that too. I think and as you're hearing, I don't disagree. I feel like I think it's everything at once, just like it was for Road for us. It was some people don't need much of an invitation other just like than a crack in the door. And those people should just, like you said, go through the door, talk about it, preach about it. But then at the same time, if you have run clubs and organizations like Freddie's, like Juneteenth, doing things that are providing those spaces for a larger gathering of sorts, to pull in the other people that wouldn't necessarily just say, oh, look, somebody did it, I'm going to do it. I think everything all at once in this case is a good thing. And it just, like you spoke about Allison Mariella Desir, when she was posting stuff and before I got in the trail, like I was like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't necessarily, like, it wasn't go do it. Like I'm not about to go do it. It's cool for her, but I think the more people that touch different parts of life, whether it's trail or, triathlons or whatever it is, the more people that do it that say it in different ways, but it's all the same message, I think will just help with, like you said, with people like Freddie with actual infrastructure. We're headed in the right direction. I wasn't upset when I saw it and felt it, but it was also like, dang, like we've been talking about this in Road for a minute, and it felt weird to be in a space that I just in my naive brain would think that it was also doing the same thing, and not the case. And I can see why. Yep. But it's
there's a multitude of factors that kind of keep us off the trail, but that would be an entirely a whole podcast within itself.
Right. But I mean, no, but it ended up, all in all, it was a great day. Ran 13 hours, 15 minutes, 41 seconds.
I do have a few questions.
Okay.
So, at what point, no pun intended, at what peak does these views start becoming less beautiful? I mean, I know they're still beautiful,
no,
but
I think you stop seeing them. Yeah, like you have to remind yourself, it's like metaphor, like life types. You do have to remind yourself to look around. Yeah. Because one thing about trail for sure is you have to look down. You have to be as present as possible, literally and figuratively, because if you don't, you're gonna fall on your face at some point. You're going to hurt yourself if you're looking at views.
I'm gonna fall.
You're gonna fall.
If there's an opportunity to fall, I'm gonna take it.
I only tripped hard once, and it was because I was coming into an aid station. I had like relaxed, and somebody was right in front of me, so I was just like taking like the last couple steps, and I just tripped hard and like landed, but it wasn't an actual fall. But some people come in, scratched up, muddy, and all that type of stuff, just because if you fall on the trail, you kind of fall hard.
Yeah, trail is a contact
like
sport.
Roots and rocks don't move. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I think, like about halfway through, that's when you really have to kind of look to your left, look to your right. Let's see. Oh, dang, that's crazy. And then you're back to what you're doing. But it's tough to stay.
I think I commented
present.
on one of your stories you posted. I mean, the views were just incredible.
Yeah.
I
crazy.
think it was like, I don't know if it was like it wasn't a city, but maybe like the encampment of the rest of the race.
The town, yeah, I think.
Yeah,
so.
Not even the town. Like if it looked like an encampment of everybody who was like there for the race, like over down.
Oh yeah, that was an aid station.
Yeah,
that was the first aid station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and that was like right when the sun was rising. That climb right there. I was like, oh, we're really doing this because it was those climbs are legit, bro. Like the one climb was the longest one was a 9-mile ascent, or like from the aid station at the base of the thing. 9 miles later, like you're finally.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Because when I was tracking you, I'm like, man, he should be through 9 miles. That you know what I'm saying? Like he should be. It took a couple hours, and I'm like,
and this was a lot of it was fire road, so it's just a little more, it's wider and all that. But then some of these parts were single track and very like windy, through this, like you're climbing the side of this mountain. So a lot of it was just like. You'd be running, I mean, not literally, but you'd feel like you're running for 5 minutes and you could see where you just were, like right there, because you're just going kind of back and forth like these switchbacks. But it was a vibe, bro. Like, and I can't wait to get back to training. I kept running. I'm doing a streak, right? I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but I'm like at 90 days or something like that.
That's what's up.
So,
you've beat my streak.
How long was
my
yours?
My longest streak is 63 days.
63?
Yeah.
It was, and how many were you doing on like the day that you normally wouldn't run? At least
like 4 or 6.
Like 4. See, I'm.
Oh wow.
You're way better than me. I was. Yeah. Oh yeah, you did go to 7 days at one time.
I went to 7 days leading up to New York.
I'm like literally dropping a mile at least on those days. But
streak is a streak. I
seen hella.
Yeah.
I went on a run after LA marathon the next day on that Monday. And I seen him. He's like, "Oh, you running?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I'm on a streak, bro. You better watch out. I'm gonna catch up to you." He's like, "You gonna catch up to 10 years?" I was like, "Yeah, better watch out, dog." But I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
Streaking. Everybody's doing it, Gary.
Everybody's doing it.
All right.
It's funny though, because I can't picture. I picture San Francisco's got all the hills.
Yeah.
But when you say mountains, I can't
outside.
picture that.
It's like outside.
But still, I think I can see mountains in Washington and in Oregon, and I just can't picture them.
I can. I sure can.
He'll never watch Full House the same.
Never again. Never again. All right, let's jump into these questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, who's first? Gary, you go first. You got a question?
Do I? I had to think about what I had for a second. I just said something kind of fun before we dive into like maybe some new stuff.
Okay.
If you all was into field events, like track and field, what would you want to do? What would you think you'd be good at? And on the reverse, what do you know you cannot do whatsoever?
I feel like let me go first. I'll go first. I'll go with what I cannot do. Right? Shot put.
Oh,
100%. 100% I can't do shot put because I'm too light in the tail, bro. Like I'm gonna put it like this. Like picture like a Ford Ranger, like a 2002 Ford Ranger with no like cinder blocks in the back in a snowstorm. Bro, I'm not going nowhere, bro. I have no weight behind these. So my half brother, my dad's son, went to Rio Olympics for shot put. And was it 2016? And bro is like 6'3", 200 and like 20 something pounds, and he wasn't even able to like really mess with them dudes.
I mean, but he made it to the Olympics.
I mean, no, I'm not saying
that just show you like,
but it also show you that the other people around is wild. Like I don't even know how that ball probably what 15 pounds. I don't know. What it weighs.
No, it's not that much. I don't think it's 15.
I don't know.
I think it's like 5.
But they be throwing it, and I can't throw it. I can't do that. What can't you do?
I don't put limits on myself.
Oh Jesus.
Probably, but just physically, it probably would be shot put because, like you said, those dudes are usually or hammer throw. I don't think I would want to do that just because like
hammer throw is the one where you spin around circles.
Yeah, I feel like
with the ball on the chain.
Yeah.
With my luck,
that looks like so much fun.
With my luck, I throw it and it spin around and hit me.
With your luck, it was spin around and hit you. With your luck, you spin around and kill somebody.
No, mine would definitely bounce off the net, and somehow bounce hard off the net, like the net wouldn't catch it, and then spring back.
Yeah, but what I could do, I think, I like to think, I'm pretty good at throwing things. I pitched a little bit in high school, you know what I'm saying? Not to brag or anything like that. But I think I could get that javelin out there, dog. I think I could get that. I'm not pole vaulting because I've seen too many pole vaulting accidents.
They look crazy.
And if the pole break when you going up, it just shatter into a million pieces.
Man, it's fiberglass.
Yeah, that would be my last day. Because, like, who came up with that idea?
People who, you know where they got that idea from?
No. All track and field is based off medieval warfare.
Yeah.
So they jumping over the walls.
The walls and they're hurdling and they're jumping over ponds and water and stuff like that.
The dog crap out of you if you jump over my wall with a pole. I'm stumping you out.
Hey, if you looking up
you out,
and
bro.
you see somebody,
I know that ain't a
because I know he is not. But the other part is, bro, where you gonna land at?
Right. Like
you just
you gonna hit the ground so hard, and I'm just gonna stomp you out.
Good idea. I mean, but then also the person that's gonna be flying over the wall is gonna be my weight. You know,
and
what
he
I'm
gonna
saying?
be by himself.
Right, because it ain't gonna be.
It's over. I'm stumping you out.
What if they come from a town of small folks and it's like 10 of them at a time? You never know.
I'm bringing my horse. We both stumping you out.
Bro, about to start horse dancing. All right. So javelin, what couldn't you do?
So when I was a kid, we're talking like 80s, so a little bit older than you guys. I used to be a big Carl Lewis fan watching the Olympics, and he was he could do the 100 meters and the long jump. I thought, that looks like fun.
I forgot long jump is field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tried to do the long jump at like a school field day. I quickly realized, nope.
No, I've seen you try to jump over puddles.
I can't put, yeah.
I've seen Gary try to jump over puddles.
Yeah.
You land
Gary's
in the puddle.
not the quick.
But when you ever try a long jump at once ever, like you go to a pit?
I haven't. I've long jumped in my house.
You look like you could like launch yourself and then they land with their feet out front like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a lot of coordination.
It's a lot of coordination. In my mind, I'm like, I got this. And I could get, I'm like in elementary school. I got this. I did not have that.
You did not have
I did not have that.
Oh, another thing. High jump is over. I don't got no bunnies. I cannot.
So
I have no ops.
The high jump always, when you see the bar, it just doesn't look that impressive. And then you then you see it like kind of in slow motion. You're like, oh, this is a lot. Like, cause you got it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can do it.
I mean, they tell you like, okay, he's jumping 6'7", 6'8", 6 foot, like.
Yeah.
But it's
backwards.
It's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I could do it one time. I probably pull everything like from hamstring.
So the thing about the high jump,
back.
right, is that you have to develop the form before you can even do it.
Yeah.
Cause like back in the day, have you ever seen how they used to do it?
Yeah, they used to leap forward.
They used to just like they show Will Chamberlain, like he never did it backward way. He just like hurdled the joints. Yeah, like
oh god.
And it looked goofy, but then they said some guy
Fosbury.
Bam.
Why do you know that?
Fosbury flop.
Bam.
Oh, the flop.
He was just
like
look,
LeBron.
I'm
Yeah. Exactly.
He said I got this new wave.
That's crazy.
And I might not be able to jump as high as y'all, but this form is gonna take me to the mountaintop. And he changed the whole sport.
Javelin, you could do it. What could you do?
Javelin was I had in my head as well. I don't know if I could do it, but I think the throwing events, except for the shot put, I agree with you on that one. The throwing ones seem like at least be the most fun.
It definitely would be fun to throw the javelin.
Is foosball one?
Foosball.
Have you ever seen them roll a foosball table out in the middle of a track?
So I think it would have to be the hammer throw. I think it would be the hammer throw for me. I think I could manage to like. You know what I'm saying?
Spin it. Gain enough centrifugal force.
Yeah. I feel like I'd like to have them mic'd up. You know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when they get into them tight spins, like ice skating, like figure skating, they get into them tight spins. And,
for sure. They definitely grunting.
Yeah. I definitely.
That's a good idea. We should reach out to NBC. Mic up these.
Mic up the spinners.
Mic up these.
I'm
spinners.
sure they do, but it's probably too vulgar for them to even.
Put it on Peacock, man.
yeah. Put it behind the give flow track. Put it behind the pay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, cool. That's a good one. I like that one. That's fun. I got one that's also fun, and it's based on my my recent explorations in the trail. So this in trail, it's known that after a certain amount of distance, you start to like lose sleep and all that stuff because, you know, like a 100-mile race, sometimes people are taking well over 24 hours, right? And you start to have sleep deprivation. And typically, I think when you get to around those points, you start pushing against your limits, people start to hallucinate. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's normally just, it's not like craziness. I don't think I've never heard anybody say like something was like scary to them. It's always just like random little like things. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a school bus? And it's like, bro, that's a rock. You know, like, no, that's a rock, bro. Like, okay. But so my question to you is, I have not hallucinated yet. With my background, I am looking forward to it very, like, I almost am trying to make it happen, right? So I will be running longer races to eventually get a hallucination. And they say once you hallucinate, you're supposed to get like the tattoo of the thing you hallucinate, right? So I cannot wait, bro. Like, I'm going to come back and get a face tat, right? But my question to you is, if you could choose what your first hallucination would be, what would it be?
I would be running the marathon, right? And I would be at mile 18 and I would be hallucinating like, is that the finish line? Is that a medal? A finisher medal?
As a matter of fact, it is. All right. What would it be?
I think mine would probably be food related.
Food?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like a burger?
Like, is that a vegan chili dog? Is that a French fry? Like, like, cause I think about food a lot in marathons.
Oh, so you definitely you probably would have
like
food.
I think I'd be like, man, I can't wait to finish so I can go eat.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the food noise in me. Like, I have a very loud food noise. So I think, I think it would be
your stomach grumbles.
No.
Like if I
white
leave
noise, he has food noise.
Yeah, you know, white noise like country music.
Is food noise like, you know, hot dogs on the grill?
No, his other voice. No, like there's like a voice in his head. There's a bad voice and there's a food voice.
No, but for real, y'all know what food noise is, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Like if I have food in the house, right, and I know it's in the cupboard, like if I know I got a bag of snacks downstairs in the kitchen,
I know what food noise
it's
is.
screaming at me. Like I have to go get it. Like so, yeah.
I told Thomas works at Cold Stone now. And he brought me some vegan ice cream with like Oreos on top and all this other stuff. And so I'm starting to eat it. I'm like, dog, don't do this no more. And he like, oh no, I could, whatever. I'm like, no, don't bring any anymore. I can't. And so like, as I'm going through this little pint or whatever it is, I put it down like no more. And then I find myself it back in my hand. I threw it in the trash in front of him. He's like, why you throw that away? I'm like, don't do that no more. I can't. Certain sweets I cannot have in the house. No, I remember I used to be Oreo guy.
Yeah.
I haven't had an Oreo in my house in 2 years.
We, you know, at home we're getting a lot of help, people coming over, dropping off some food and whatnot, and they always bring over cookies. And I don't want to say no.
Say no, bro.
But they gotta stop.
They're enabling you.
I have to stop.
What would be your hallucination?
So, based on past experiences,
A chupacabra.
you're not too far off there. Based on past experiences at maybe like a music festival of some sort, where maybe I wasn't running for an hallucination.
Okay.
I was bringing it on myself, so to speak.
Okay.
It's animal related. I mean, for me, it was spiders.
Spiders. Wow.
So I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of small woodland creature or something small.
Bird or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be terrible for Gary if it was a bird.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought about this. Is my question. I thought about it a bunch. I don't know. I don't want to put anything into my head.
Right.
I want it to be whatever happens happens. I heard people like have like little like Smurfs running around on the floor. Or just like they'll see like a something in the is that a whatever, and the person that's pacing them like, bro, that's a rock. And, okay. And then you see it.
Hey, Pinky, I thought it was a dog or
like,
something.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's not an elephant? So I don't know yet. I don't know what I want it to be, but I do want it to be amazing, and I will let everybody know as soon as I have one because I will be getting a tattoo of that thing.
Whatever it is, I hope that you stop what you're doing and talk to whatever it is. And people would come by like, what's he doing?
I know
buddy.
Hey, you're gonna hear something kind of crazy. So, this is not as funny as you probably think it's about to be. I had almost a 5-minute conversation with my friend that passed, bro. I don't even know what mile it was, but I literally was talking out loud, and I swear to you, he was answering. So maybe that was my hallucination. But like, I mean, I swear to it, bro. Like, I said what I said when I normally call him, and he answered, and then we had a whole thing. I said, sorry. It was a crazy vibe, bro.
Yeah.
It was a crazy vibe.
That sounds
That was
hallucinogenic.
Okay. All right.
But it also, I mean, you know, like in our culture, that's what we do. You know, like we care and I think the word is venerate. We like really like embrace the people
past,
that's on the other side. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that was, you know what I'm saying, like actual thing.
Real to me, man.
Yeah.
Real to me.
Yeah.
All right, what's your question?
So I am in the thick of it right now.
Oh, bro, speaking of food noise.
Bro, so I'm in peak mileage right now, like peak training. And I'm just craving like salty food all the time.
Just anything?
Like popcorn, chips, fries, pretzels. Anything salty, I need it. So my question is, when you are running your most mileage, when you are doing your heaviest training, what do you crave the most?
Like real hearty food, like a burger or lasagna, or like real, not like a snack, not like a salad. Like I have to have like a real like hearty meal of some sort.
Like something Paula Deen cooked? Maybe
Maybe not her per se, but like a real meal, like a real meal of food, which is still one of my favorite lines. It's got to be something like
some comfort food. Something
food.
Real down home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
So I can tell you from like during, like during the ultras, whatever, only salty food. Like if you handed me an Oreo, I would toss it back at you. But like when I'm in peak training and I'm at home after I've eaten, because I love food enough, like I just want to eat. But then if there's a little more room, it's gonna have to be something sweet. But that's a problem though, because sweets in training high mileage don't go together very well. I mean they do, but like inflammation and all the other stuff that come with.
I don't believe.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe in inflammation.
Oh, all right.
But no, I just tell myself like, look, the sweets are carbs, and we need carbs.
I mean, no, they are
because,
carbs for sure.
So,
but I gotta tell myself to eat the sweets before I run, not
before, after,
during.
you know.
I mean,
but I'm the same way though. I'll get like a dinner, and then I'll go, okay, what sweets do we have in the cupboard? Knowing full well that
isn't there a thing that you're supposed to eat when you're craving sweets that it'll like
counteract it?
Yeah, it'll counteract.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Thing.
I don't want to know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that out. I'm gonna let you know.
Okay.
I had a moment of weakness on Monday. I meal prep on Sunday for the week, like my dinner. Like I cook,
prep some donuts.
So I made this nice, butter bean soup, harissa butter bean soup, kale in there, carrots. Very very healthy. Yeah. So Monday, I had dinner. So I did my thing, but I also ran before I had dinner. I ran by McDonald's. Oh. I don't eat McDonald's, but I ran by McDonald's. I got a little whiff of the aroma. I said, man, what? So I might have went. No, it wasn't fries though. I'm like, an Impossible Whopper don't sound bad, right?
Hey, bro, it don't.
And it wasn't bad. It was delicious.
Actually,
so
I had
after
McDonald's
I ate
before we got
dinner,
here.
You had McDonald's?
Literally, like I got here early. I had that eating all day. I thought I'm getting some
I'm
McDonald's.
not even gonna fight you on that one.
But not a burger. Like just
I'm not even gonna fight you on that one.
Yeah.
This is a no judgment zone.
I need it.
Oh no, it's super judgment zone. Go ahead, say it. Say it again. I'll judge you. All right. So we don't normally get into news. We kind of do, but we didn't call it news. But there's been a few things that popped up that kind of would be news. Let's start. We got some time left, but let's start with some of the hotter news that just got dropped, I think, like yesterday. So the USATF allows 7 women to make up for the race mishap. 7 women are going to
Worlds.
To Worlds, yeah.
And represent Team USA.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so 7 women are going to World Athletics has approved for 7 women, U.S. women, to join the team for the half marathon in the 2026 World Athletics Road Running Championships in Copenhagen in September. So this all comes after the one race where 3 women got led off course in Atlanta to and they were obviously going to win the race, and that would have had them be the 3 people that would have gone to represent the U.S. And then there's one person that always gets in with a world on top of that with a world ranking, so it'd be 4. So World Athletics said that U.S. can add those 3 people in, but then they also in that it means that how it will work there is the USATF will get to designate 4 scoring athletes and then 3 non-scoring athletes, but they get to pick. So it's not like the 3 that would be our top ladies. I think they'll be within the 4 of the points. What do y'all think about them making this room?
I was pleasantly surprised that the World Athletics allowed anything like this whatsoever. I feel like these world organizations sometimes they're like, well, not my problem, and it is what it is. But the fact that I think everything they've done is fair. They allow, the 3 women who should have won, on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think having 4 of them be scored athletes and 3 of them not be scored athletes, I don't see an argument with that either, because they still have to have a competition. They still have to have a race in terms of like how this World Athletics goes down.
Yeah.
I think everything that came out of this, plus I think everybody got paid as well.
Yeah, they did get the first. I don't know if they got paid what the full money would have been, but the first person got paid, and then the other 2 split something. So everybody got money, but
they got money. So
yeah,
I think in terms of like what could have been, this is probably the best overall situation that came out of it.
Yeah, it was really nice of World Athletics to let that happen.
I think also it helps that it was half marathon championships, because, it's not
Marquee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like the half marathon distance isn't like an Olympic distance. Like I think if it was an Olympic year and this happened in an Olympic qualifying race, they probably would have been a little more strict and said, sorry, but it is what it is. But,
and this isn't even worlds.
Yeah, this isn't like the World Athletics. This is just the World Half Marathon.
World Athletics Road Running Championships, but it's not the same as the one that we're
the World
used to
Track and
seeing.
Field Championship.
Yeah.
Right. So
and that's the marathon.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Because I mean the half is not like a recognized
Yeah,
distance in the Olympic
cycle.
Yeah. So I think that helps a lot too. That it is something a little different, and it allows them to a little more wiggle room to figure it out. So, but I feel like very rarely do we get an opportunity to applaud World Athletics. So got to take advantage of it when we can.
Very true. All right, let's move on to pick 1 or 2. Say 1 or 2.
I'll intro this one. If you follow me on Threads, you can call me.
Oh my God!
You can call me Nostradamus, because I predicted that this would happen.
All right.
A couple weeks ago, I said on Threads that there will come a time. My running prediction is there will come a time when a major marathon decides to have a 2-day event with 2 races, a race on Saturday and a race on Sunday, and then not even 2 weeks later, we get news that in 2027. The London Marathon is planning a 2-day event, 2 races, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, up to 50,000 people each. Possibly the elite women's marathon on one day and the elite men's marathon on the other day. And it's going to happen in 2027. It seems like it's going to happen in 2027. They're lining it up to happen. And I just thought it makes too much sense. Yeah. Like the demand for it is there. If you're going to commandeer the city for 2 days, because I mean,
they start shutting down streets the night before.
So what is an extra day or an extra 12 hours to really like offer an experience? And I thought it was funny because people said, now my odds of getting in goes up from 1% to 2%. So that was cool.
Yeah, does it? I mean, because I think everybody's going to want to be there. 2027, everybody's going to want to be the first year that happens, and I don't think anybody cares what day they're going to run.
You don't think that this tarnishes World Major Marathons?
No, I think that it makes.
Which one's the greater London day? Is it Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday for sure.
So if you get a Saturday medal,
it doesn't mean as much.
Not the same.
It doesn't. If you run on Saturday, it don't mean as much. But I mean, honestly, like, if you guys go check the timestamps or the date stamps. Aaron did say this like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But I will say,
people were talking about the one thing that people were saying like, oh no, that's not possible because it's gonna the sheer cost of da da da. If you get 100,000 people,
doesn't matter.
Right.
If you get 100,000 people to run, the money is there.
Who sponsors? Who's like the major
New
sponsor?
Balance.
TCS.
Oh no, well, yeah,
whoever
TCS and New Balance.
whoever it is.
Yeah.
New Balance or TCS is like an extra day of
Both,
our logos out. on the streets of London.
And the cost goes up. Everything goes up. This is literally sheerly
capitalism
capitalism.
working at its
But with that being
its
said,
finest.
I don't see Boston doing this.
No. Boston.
But you know what I mean, though? Like,
no. Boston did just do something that they added they're gonna add 2 waves now.
Well, they added 2 additional waves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 6 now.
Yeah. So, but that'll allow they have to figure out how to get more people.
Well, it stretches out the field a bit more.
But that'll also allow more people to instead of it being 30,000, maybe they can get it to 35 or 4,000.
Oh, you think so?
4,000, or 40,000. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we won't see Boston do it because that's not Boston's selling point. Like, Boston doesn't care to be the biggest race ever.
Oh yeah.
But there is another race that does.
New York, because London and New York are going back and forth.
See, again, I don't know the politics of London, but I know that the politics of New York and shutting the streets down 2 days in a row.
Gary, I don't think you understand.
The pride of New York.
I don't think you guys understand. The politics are different now in Mamdani's It's a new world.
Well, who controls New York? The MTA or the mayor's office?
That's
because I'm guessing the MTA has got a lot more power.
Well, I mean, no. If MTA asked for money recently because of the shutdown or whatever, not the shutdown, but that's a weird time to say shutdown. But they were asking for money because of the money that they essentially lost because of something or whatever, and it didn't really make any sense. But if they were to ask for 2 days, the MTA would just ask for a bunch of money, and New York would be able to pay it. The Marathon would be able to pay it.
Well, I mean, if they shut down the MTA for 2 days in a
They're
row,
not shutting down the MTA. I don't understand I don't understand that. It's not
They're shutting down they're shutting down parts of it. They're shutting down the bridges. And some of the bridges are being shut down.
Okay.
You know,
that's MTA.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to get my joke off, but never mind.
But I'm saying,
if they shut down the subway for 2 days straight, it would literally become Ratsville, USA.
Oh yeah, because they'd be like, "Ain't nobody down here."
I mean, they share it now, but it would be theirs now.
Yeah.
Like, they would be the full-time tenant. You give them
All
2
right,
days.
Hurry up. All right, I think we should talk about this. Okay, so Emma Bates dropped a video.
Yeah.
Emma Bates dropped a reel, and the intro of the video was, "Hey guys, my sponsor, my nutrition sponsor dropped me after I told them I was pregnant." And then she went into, so I'm trying all these new gels. Like, she just casually dropped that first sentence. Great hook, by the way, to watch the rest of the reel. So good job on that one. And then the internet obviously went into like a tizzy because the statement was, I told them I was pregnant, they dropped me. And UCAN is her sponsor, or was her sponsor, and they immediately made a statement and said, "Hey, this is this is all part of normal business decisions. This decision was made in, I think they said like September or November or something like that." And people were saying like, "We don't care. This is the wrong time to say it." But then I don't even know if there was an other side. I don't know if what are y'all thoughts on that? Because I know UCAN actually sponsored the show for our first season for the PR project. So, like, I know them as well, like some of the people that work there, but then I also know Emma. And so it's like one of those random things where it's like, how does this happen? And did she go, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and they drop her? It just seems crazy for them to do. Like, it seems like a wild concept. I'm pregnant. It's 2026. I'm pregnant. Okay, we're dropping you. That seems crazy.
I think regardless of what the real story is, it's bad PR for UCAN.
Yeah.
I found out about this story through a different content creator. I didn't even see Emma's story first. All I heard was, UCAN, you're the worst, and all these terrible things they're saying about UCAN. So regardless of whatever their statement is or whatever the negotiations were, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like, UCAN is going to be taking a little bit of a hit. Short term for sure. Long term, I think you were saying at one point, we'll see. Just because you guys had a heck of a day today on your Instagrams and the PR project, going back and forth with some folks over the LA Marathon, which was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So what's the next rage? Rage bait story going to be?
Yeah, it was more cannon fodder for the timeline, especially in our, like I always say, our little corner of the internet, but. I lean towards, like, if you have a partnership with somebody and that partnership ends, they should be understanding of why that partnership ended. And if you leave room for them to believe that the reason the partnership ended was because they got pregnant, I think that's kind of on you. Like you kind of got to make it clear. Like, look, this is not why. We care about you. We are restructuring whatever, but. And this is a take that I'm borrowing from Peter Bromka. He was posting about this on Threads. But like, if your relationship with this athlete is that strong, then you should be able to navigate that without blowback. And unfortunately, UCAN wasn't able to do that. Whether it's their fault or not is kind of moot because it's your business and the PR is on you. And no pun intended, PR project. But so we'll see how they navigate their way out of this, but a few cohorts on the internet that you don't want to offend, and pregnant women is pretty high up there. So
I think and I think now we're at the age where women's sports is on the rise too. Yeah. So you're getting more and more women involved in sports and participating and watching, and the timing of it was horrible. Yeah. I mean, even again, whether or not they did it because she was pregnant, how they communicated was very poor. Yep. I think Emma's manager came out and said, well, we had been negotiating even after the September date that UCAN had mentioned. Yeah. I don't know. So I think there's a lot more to the story.
It's competing narratives right now, and both of them are trying to, well, Emma didn't say much other than just what she said to begin. So, I mean,
it's a tough situation. I'm not like, I'm just always a little, I try not to jump on people or brands very quickly. Yeah. Because I've worked for a company before and I've been a person before. So it's like I understand that like things happen.
You've been a person before?
Yeah, I've been a person a couple times. But like I just try not to just immediately be like, oh, that's terrible. Unless it's just like so like you posted this, you posted this, you said this, or you obviously did this in front of us. I can see it, But when it's like multiple people involved, and obviously emotions are running high because no one wants to be dropped, period. And then I'm assuming obviously because if she wanted to be, then it would be fine. Whatever, great, sure. But like no one, if you don't want to be dropped and you are dropped, and it's around a time like that when you have the best moment of your life. I'm pregnant. I'm already scared because women, regardless what we think, have to think about that concept of their career when they get pregnant, especially in athletics, because you have to have this time where you're not going to be able to be performing at the highest level. So
and
it's
we're
already
in this
a weary time.
We're in this new frontier of, I mean, big respect to the female athletes of the past, but they were navigating a different landscape that didn't care as much about
or at all.
Yeah, like you got let go. That was part of the process.
Just getting pregnant in general was almost like
your choice.
It's like it's the end of your career.
Yeah.
But now we are much more understanding of how women. We've seen many female athletes come back and perform even better after.
Bro,
right.
So Solomon just signed Grayson Murphy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my thing is like, the precedent is being set now. So you don't want to look like you're going back to the old way of doing things. And the old way of doing things was, oh, she's pregnant, we kind of got to cut ties with her. You don't even want to like kind of give that inference, Right. So you got to be hyper aware. You have to understand that this is a hot button issue and you have to handle it the right way.
And I don't know what they could have done. I mean, I don't know what they could have done to if let's just say the company's having a challenging time and they do have to let some athletes go and they're going to pivot, and you find out this, like, it's like, like you got to take the hit, because if you can't afford to keep her, because she's easily she should be one of the highest paid, female athletes in the U.S. I mean, she's literally one of the front facing, women in marathon for us. So if you can't afford her, and this is the time when you have to take it, and you find out she's pregnant, it's just the worst timing in the world for them. And if you can't afford to keep her, I guess you just got to roll with whatever happens next.
Yeah.
I will say on a positive note, when she made her video, she brought up a lot of brands that she had tested that are relatively unknown. I mean, so I thought good for these brands for getting the shout out. I think Laura Green.
She's like, they mentioned my name.
But it's true though. Yeah. I mean, aside from, I think, I always mispronounce this, Amex or whatever, because we had interviewed them at the
she did
at the TRE.
Yeah.
The other ones in SIS, Science and Sport.
Yeah.
But the other ones I hadn't really heard of. So, good for them.
Spring Energy.
UCAN. This one's free. UCAN baby food. 2027. Let's launch.
All right. So, all right. But yep. All right. We are out of here, guys. Thank you guys for being here again. This is the PR Project. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. All that stuff. We'll keep the all the good content rolling and so on. So, we're out of here. Peace out.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.